Hello dear students, welcome back to your English class. So students, today we have taken one of your reader poem and the name of the poem is The Pobble Who Has No Toes. This poem is written by Edward Lear. Edward Lear was an English illustrator and writer. He was born on 12 May 1812 in London, England. He was most famous for his nonsense poetry. So students, this poem is about a strange and a very unusual creature which is Pobble, who did not have any toes. Now let us come to explanation part of the poem. The Pobble who has no toes had once as many we. When they said someday you may lose them all, he replied, fish fiddle dee dee. Here the poet is saying once the Pobble had as many toes as we have. When the people would say to him that one day you will lose all your toes, he would tease them, he would make a fun of them and reply with a nonsense phrase that is fish fiddle dee dee. And his aunt Jobiska made him drink lavender water tinged with pink, for she said the world in general knows there is nothing so good for a Pobble's toes. In this stanza, we have another character that is Aunt Jobiska. She made a lavender water that is a liquid with lavender oil and she added some pink color to it and she said, and she has given that lavender water to this Pobble to drink and she said that everybody knows that Pobble can't have toes for many long. The Pobble who has no toes swam across the Bristol Channel, but before he set he rubbed his nose in a piece of scarlet flannel, for his Aunt Jobiska said no harm can come to his toes if his nose is warm. And it is perfectly known that Pobble's toes are safe provided he mind his nose. So in this stanza, the poet is saying, now the Pobble swam across the Bristol Channel is the British Channel. But before he set out to swim, he rubbed his nose with a red color. Scarlet is a red color cloth. Scarlet color is a bright red color. So he covered his nose with a bright red color cloth which was made up of flannel, because his Aunt Jobiska told him that until your nose is warm, there will be no harm to your toes. As it is generally known that until a Pobble has a warm nose, the toes are perfectly safe. But before he touched the shore of the Bristol Channel, a sea green porpoise carried away his wrapper of scarlet flannel, and when he came to observe his feet, formerly garnished with toes so neat, his face at once became forlorn on perceiving that his toes were gone. Now here in this stanza the poet is saying, but before he arrived at the shore, a green colored sea creature called porpoise carried his cloth that was wrapped on his nose. And after some time when he observed his feet, when he saw his feet, his face became pale and he found out that his toes were disappeared. His toes have gone disappeared. And nobody ever knew from dark day to present whose had taken the Pobble's toes in a manner so far from pleasant, whether the shrimps or the crawfish, grey or crafty mermaid stole them away. Nobody knew and nobody knows how the Pobble was robbed of his twice 5 toes. And from that day to present day, here the poet is saying from that day to present day, nobody came to know that where and how the Pobble's toes have disappeared and who have taken them, how they have disappeared. It is not known to anybody, and that too in a very unpleasant manner. We are not sure whether the shrimps or any fish or any clever mermaid have stolen them. It is a complete mystery for us that Pobble's toes were lost. They were carried away or they were disappeared. Nobody knew. The Pobble who had no toes was placed in a friendly bark and they rowed him back and carried him up to his Aunt Jobiska's park, and she made him a feast or at his earnest wish of eggs and buttercups fried with fish. And she said it's a fact that whole world knows that Pobbles are happier without their toes. Now here in the last stanza, now the Pobble which had no toes, the toes were disappeared. Now he was not able to swim and he was drowning. So some friendly people placed him in a boat. Here bark is boat. And they rowed him and they delivered him to Aunt Jobiska's park. And Aunt Jobiska, she made his favorite dish of eggs and butter chips fried with fish to console him, to as a wish for him, to console him. And in last line she seems to console him by saying that everybody knows that Pobbles are happier without toes, so you will also be happy without toes. It is just a matter of some time and you will be habitual of having no toes. So in last stanza, the Aunt Jobiska seems to console Pobble that Pobbles are even more happier without the toes. So students, this was your poem. I hope you have understood it.